In this video, we're going to learn all about negative vectors. So the first thing we have to ask ourselves is, what is a negative vector? Well, it's going to be a vector that is in the opposite direction but has the same magnitude as another vector. So if we take a look at these two vectors, we can see that they are negative vectors of each other. That's because they have the same magnitude, but again, they're in exact opposite directions. Let's see if we can take a look at a picture here and start by actually identifying a couple of equal vectors. Remember, equal vectors are going to have the same magnitude and direction. We can find two that do that here, all right? The two that I've just highlighted in blue have the same length and are pointing the exact same way. So now that we've reminded ourselves how equal vectors appear visually, let's see if we can identify two vectors that are negatives of each other. Remember, that means that they have the same magnitude, again, but now they're going to be in opposite directions. If we take a look at these two that I've just highlighted in blue, you can see that that applies because one is pointed to the right and one is pointed to the left, but they're really the same length. So those are negative vectors. Now that we've looked how equal and negative vectors compare visually, let's see if we can figure out how to find a negative vector algebraically. When we want to do that, we're going to multiply each component of the vector by -1. So if I have the vector v, which equals ab, then negative v is going to equal -a, -b. Let's see if we can find the negative vector of v when v is -2, 4. Remember, we want to multiply each component by -1. So I'm going to have negative v is -1 times -2 for my horizontal component, and -1 times +4 for the vertical component. That really means that negative v is 2 -4. Now, let's see if I can do this again. What if I want the negative vector of v when it's equal to 3 -7? Well, I'm still going to multiply each number by -1. I'm going to do -1 times 3 and -1 times -7. This gives me that negative v is equal to -3 +7. And that is how you work with negative vectors.